Speaker ungalezovini. Asiyo wethu. Siyabonga.
Okay, Josiah Gumede. Josiah Gumede. Josiah Gumede.
Siyabingelela coordinator na leadership yonke, deputy coordinator. Uchukela si ukhona uWhip no ne-ESCO member bese ukhahlamba sino deputy mayor plus uWhip si coalition yaPhem eAlfred Duma sino Whip ESCO member ebekufanele ibe khona. She's not feeling well, Comrade Chuchuli. Bese inkosihlanga libalele uWhip usendleleni khona ESCO member.
Okay, thank you, Comrade Nobala. No, I looked to look Hambasi. Kosipambata. Kosipambata.
Asibonga sihlalo. Emizinyathi district uWhip ne-ESCO member bakhona. Endumeni uWhip ne-ESCO member bakhona. Enquthu khona uWhip yedwa. Bese kuthi emvoti ukhona uWhip no speaker. Bese kuthi emsinga ukhona uWhip yedwa.
Thank you, Nobala. Moses Mabida.
Greetings, Comrades Coordinator, the entire meeting. Because my comrades say asubum, ngicela phakamise izandla ama comrades asempendle. Baphelele, Moy River, Pofan. Right. Then Mshwati. Baphelele. Richmond. Thank you. Sunduzi. Namba abanye la ngakumina. Mkambatini. And thank you very much. District Baphelele, Comrades Coordinator. I think we have brought in a full complement of the leadership of Troikas. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Zamora. That's well done. Job well done. Nokhamba Nyao. Mkhanyela Fa.
Thanks, leadership. Greetings. Nokhamba Nyao, Mkanyagude District, Troika Iphelele, Josini, Senaye uWhip, the ESCO member, Big Five Hlabisa, Kona Comrade Lindiwe, ESCO member. Comrade Madlogovu apologized kune commitment ebingeke isahlehliseka uWhip mhlabi yalingana phelele Whip khona Comrade Thabo, Comrade Lucky ESCO member, Josini phelele. Siyabonga.
Siyabonga, Comrade Nobala. Comrades, I think we've called all the regions. we acknowledged amakhosi asendlunkulu akhona nobuholi bethu bezenkolo. We did acknowledge them, and I'm hoping, comrades, that we will really request all of us la endlini, because you are all leaders, ukuthi singalokhu siyonqandwa emnyango kuthiwa singeneni sesihlele emnyango sesixoxe. Siyacela nje, comrade, ukuthi sibe disciplined so that sikwazi ukwenza umsebenzi ngendlela. Ngeke ngiwasukumisa amakhosi, kodwa nje angavela amakhosi sibone ukuthi siphephe kangakanani sinobuholi bethu amakhosi asendlunkulu. Khona neContralesa, the whole leadership of iContralesa namakhosi baholwa uNdlunkulu. Siyabonga kakhulu makhosi asendlunkulu, siyabonga kakhulu izinduna zamakhosi, ubuholi bonke bethu siyabonga kakhulu. Ubuholi bethu bezenkolo sebukhona. Okay, asikakababoni. NEC, we did acknowledge the NEC. Comrade Letike, I think she's joined us now. We comrades, siyacela laba bafika baze ngaphambili, khona ama seats la ngaphambili asemaningi kakhulu. Abantu bayethanda, comrade, Congress. People love the African National Congress, and but love alone will not win us votes. I think being disciplined and also do what the people want us to do is one thing that will make us abantu ukuthi basithande even more. At this point, ukuthi siyamukele usihlalo we-session, Comrade Umtombeni, to lead us on the session as we continue with the program. Amandla! Amandla! Viva ANC, viva! Oliver Tambo, Bapela Bantu, Bapela Bantu, Bapela Bantu, Oliver Tambo, Bapela Bantu, Bapela Bantu,
Oliver Tambo, Bapela Bantu, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo. Oliver Tambo, Bapela Bantu. Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Bapela Bantu. Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Bapela Mandla, Mandla. Long live ANC, long live. Long live SACP, long live. Long live Kosatu, long live. Long live Sanko, long live. Wathinta abafazi. Uyakufa, finish. Roar, young lions, roar. Roar, young lions, roar. Asibonga kakhulu, thank for your grace, Comrade Nzwakele, for ensuring that you drive the program forward. Let us acknowledge the presence of the leadership that is present. Comrade Makhulukhulu Pungane, revolutionary greetings. Comrade Ndiema, Comrade Makujwa, because Nzwakele has been acknowledged. The leadership of the party present, Comrade Kabatel, Siyabingelela Ngolanyama, the leadership of Sanko, Comrade Nzwakele, Comrade Ndusi, the entire leadership that is present, the NEC members, Comrade Doso, Comrade Donat Salamlel, Comrade Steve Letsike, greetings leadership, the entire cohort that is present, the 4th estate that is also around, that is placing our shows. We just have to start our program, comrade. I'm sure those who are not inside, who are supposed to be inside, regions leadership are aware what they must do. Comrade Nzwakele's task has not been finished up until acutely everyone has been registered. So we proceed with the journey, comrade. Comrade Ndiema is going to outline why we're here today. Briefly so, the discipline is critical. I'm sure Comrade already has envisaged. They've seen that in our midst, we do have the 40 state. It means that the open session is going to be registered. So even how we do things, as much as we know discipline is amongst our DNA, but we just have to always understand that all the phones on silent as we speak, Comrade, so that we don't keep on disturbing each other. And those will be coming, ngiyacela ubuholi nama comrade ase provincial office, ama spaces la ngaphambili asekhona, so that sokwazi ukuthi iqale program. We are still on time, Comrade, and we know, I don't know, noma unzwakela ushilo ukuthi benomcimbi ke thina sisebenzile kwaze kwashaya first 11 ebusuku. So that is why uzobona at least youth league sayisijoinile kodwa kade ngeke emhlanganweni ufikile unobhala we youth league, at least the officials are present right now. We are proceeding. Ubuholi be alliance Gabadela and Comrade iparty in particular manje ke ngiyafisa ukuthi sibe si alert ukuthi the numbers are still dwindling. Let us proceed and send the show. We call uComrade mabuya khulu ukuthi asithathe through from there. So bese sithatha ama remarks from ubuholi be alliance. From there sithatha political overview in that fashion. Comrade soloke siqhamuka nje samuzo outline I program. Comrade Ndiyema, the platform is yours. Mandla. I don't think we gave Comrade Unomusa Dube a huge round of applause after her sterling job. She does deserve it, Comrade. And you can always do better than that. There's still energy, emphatic. Thank you so much, Comrade Ndiyema.
Amandla. Abangabi mancane kusini. Amandla. Viva ANC, ANC, viva. Viva COSATU, COSATU, viva. Viva ACCP, ACCP, viva. Viva SANCO, SANCO, viva. Viva ANC Women's League, ANC Women's League, viva. Viva ANC Youth League, ANC Youth League, viva. Viva ANC Veterans League, ANC Veterans League, viva. Viva MKWV, MKWV, viva. Viva MDM, viva. Viva all structures that are present here, viva. Viva Makhosi Asendlunkulu, viva. Comrades, Chair of the session, Comrade Mtombeni, Comrade Pungane, the convener and the officials of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, Comrade Mtembu, and the leadership of the party, Comrade Dube, and the leadership of SANCO, the leadership of COSATU, whom they are on their way. They have informed us about some of the delays that they have this morning, but leadership is coming. All of us, as we have been introduced, may I say, the NEC members who are in our midst, we are grateful that the leadership of the NEC is here, and all structures that have been introduced this morning. In order to keep time, I'll go straight into it. Long before 1994 democratic breakthrough, in our seminal document, Ready to Govern, we meticulously laid out a vision for a democratic, non-racial, non-sexist society, where the people would be at the center of their development. We understood then, as we understand now, that local government is the crucible of democracy, the closest sphere of government to the people, the front line of service delivery, and the primary vehicle through which we translate policy into tangible improvements in the daily lives of our communities. These founding principles, comrade, remains our guiding star. It is also pertinent to acknowledge that we can with candor that the journey has not been devoid of difficulties. Since the 2021 local government elections, Significant advancements have been observed across various sectors. Indeed, through the responsive local governance, the quality of life of our citizens has been markedly improved, and the new opportunities for economic development have been created. Where prior to 1994 our people competed with Kirkley for access to water, today a majority of households have access to potable water. Where before 1994 our townships and rural areas were enveloped in darkness, today access to electricity is widespread. Where prior to 1994 there were no access roads linking our communities to economic centers, today such roads exist, and many of which are tarred or paved. Yet, it is an incontrovertible fact that the pace of change has been slower than desired, and that the promise of a better life has not yet fully materialized for some of our people. We have witnessed municipalities grappling with financial instability, with governance deficit, with infrastructure backlogs, and at times a distressing disconnect between public representatives and the communities they serve. These are not merely administrative hurdles. They are fundamental issues that impact the dignity, the well-being, and the future prospects of our people. And comrades, our manifesto unequivocally states, we commit to strengthening local government to ensure that every community has access to quality basic services, water, electricity, sanitation, and housing, and that municipalities must be financially viable, well managed, and responsive to the needs of our people, close quote. Therefore, it is fundamentally incorrect that the province municipalities hog the headlines for failure to spend their budgets, for the failure to account for their expenditure, and for allegations of infighting amongst municipal officials, and some of which allegedly lead to loss of life. Such a state represents a total divergence from the mandate that the Ready to Govern documents contemplate that local government would play in a free and democratic South Africa. We are gathered here over the next 2 days to correct that wrong, a wrong that threatens the very sacred democratic project for which so many sacrificed. Furthermore, comrades, this summit directly responds to the urgent directives emanating from our 55th National Conference in December 2022. The resolutions of that Provincial National Conference were unambiguous regarding the state of our municipality. The conference resolutions mandated us to intensify political oversight over local government, to address challenges of governance, financial management, and to ensure that the right cadres are deployed in the right positions with clear accountability mechanisms. This summit, therefore, is our concrete response to the resolution, a practical mechanism to translate conference mandate into actionable programs on the ground. So, comrades, we are unable to discuss truly representative and effective local governance, particularly in rural areas, without acknowledging the significant and essential role of the traditional leadership, particularly amakhosi aseNdlunkulu. Yingalesi sizathu kule konfa simeme iCongress of Southern Traditional Leaders, iContralesa, ukuba ibe yingxenye kanye nathi nobuholi bomdabu bonke, ukuba namhla nxa sikhuluma ngalezi indaba esiphathelene nokuphathwa kwemasipala bethu sibe ndawonye, sikhulume ngezwe elilodwa, sibe nembono ezokwazi ukusiyisa phambili. As a Congress movement, we have consistently championed the cooperative functioning of both elected and traditional leadership. Now, the presence of Amakhosi at this summit, and Contralesa in particular, attest to such strategic importance that we attach the objective partnership between the two leadership systems that are critical for the creation of a local government envisaged by our forebears. So, comrades, it is important, therefore, to say, so one of the most crucial elements that will underpin our discussion over these 2 days is the comprehensive assessment report on the state of municipalities that we have commissioned ahead of this summit as the PTT. The PTT comrades appointed a technical team led by the 2 conveners of the 2 subcommittees of the PTT. The subcommittee on local legislature and governance, led by Comrade Uthando Xolo, the subcommittee on local government intervention, led by Comrade Ujomo Sibiya. We worked closely with them, and then we appointed a technical team to do an assessment of all of the 54 municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal. This report provides an essential empirical evaluation of the challenges we currently face and is not just an academic exercise. It outlines a clear problem statement for this summit and local governance and service delivery as a whole. Importantly, it provides a foundational starting point for developing targeted interventions aimed at revitalizing municipalities within our province. It is essential that we engage with its findings in a thoughtful manner, acknowledging difficult truths presented and leveraging its insights to formulate evidence-based, sustainable and impactful solutions. So this report acts as both a reflection of our current positions and a guide for determining our future trajectory. So the primary purpose of this Alliance Local Government Service Delivery Summit, therefore, is multifaceted and deeply strategic. We are here to do the following. 1, this summit stands as a pivotal opportunity and an urgent call to action for strategic revitalization and repositioning of our municipalities. We must advance solutions to ensure that the municipalities are equipped to fulfill their myriad responsibilities outlined not only by legal statutes, but also by the profound aspirations articulated in the various resolutions and the position papers of our movement. This is our chance to advocate passionately for the realization of a vision that transcends conventional boundaries, fostering communities that thrives and resonate with the aspiration of all citizens. 2, we must conduct a candid evaluation of the gains made and the persistent gaps in the service delivery since the 2021 local government elections. This involves examining where we have succeeded, where we have faltered, and most importantly, why. 3, we are tasked with designing and committing to clear actionable short, medium-term, and long-term interventions. These interventions must be practical, measurable, capable of turning around struggling municipalities, and demonstrably improving service delivery across the province. This includes financial recovery plans, infrastructure development strategies, and human resource capacity building. 4, this summit is a platform to collectively reaffirm the ANC's unwavering commitment to clean governance, robust infrastructure development, and the cultivation of truly responsive local municipalities that serve the people with diligence and integrity. 5, we must enhance the efficacy of political oversight over local government. This entails ensuring that the ANC deployees and public representatives are not only aligned with the movement's values of humility, honesty, and hard work, but are also held rigorously accountable for their performance and conduct. The people deserve leadership that is visible, leadership that is ethical, and leadership that is accountable, not just in theory, but in daily practice. 6, this summit is a crucial platform for strategizing and implementing initiatives that drive local economic development. It aims to foster inclusive economic growth and development across KwaZulu-Natal by identifying opportunities, addressing barriers, and ensuring that our municipalities become catalysts for job creation, investment, sustainable livelihoods for all our people. 7, this summit will explore and consolidate mechanisms for effective cooperation between elected municipal leadership and traditional leaders. Izakhiwo zobulungiswa. This is vital collaboration, is a prerequisite for truly representative, efficient, and effective local government, particularly in addressing the unique needs and ensuring inclusive development in our rural communities. So these are the key takeaways we are expecting you, comrades, why we have this summit. So in closing, comrades, let us leave, when we leave tomorrow, we should leave this summit energized, unified in our mission. We should focus on service delivery, which is a fundamental obligation of our movement. And this obligation, comrade, is non-negotiable. We will confront any behavior that undermines this responsibility. We have said this leadership led by Comrade Pungane, we as the ANC shall put the people first. And everywhere where we are, in every site of struggle, we must put the people first. So the people of KwaZulu-Natal deserve our best ethical leadership, efficient service delivery, and municipalities need therefore to exemplify this posture of good governance. So let us engage openly, comrades. Let's debate respectfully in the tradition and the values of the ANC, and let us emerge with a clear roadmap for action. The future of our local government and our province depends on us. And we want to say, my comrade, now or never. There is no other time. Now or never. We have to turn the corner for 2026. And that corner, we can't turn it in 2026. We shall turn it now. Whether you come in an ANC-led municipality, whether you come in an ANC governed through a coalition municipality, whether we are in opposition where we are, ours is to put the people first. And ours is to ensure that we represent the interests of our people at all material times. Amandla! Amandla! Siyabonga mkhulu.
Shaya izandla, comrades. Hayibo sikhokhele tambo, sikhokhele tambo, sibuyele emakhaya thina. Hayibo sikhokhele tambo, sikhokhele tambo, sibuyele emakhaya thina. Asongena kanjani emakhaya? Asongena kanjani? Ayisongena kanjani emakhaya? Ayisongena kanjani? Ayisongena kanjani emakhaya? Ayisongena kanjani? Hayibo sikhokhele tambo, sikhokhele tambo, sibuyele emakhaya thina. Iyo Skokele tambo, skokele tambo, sibuyele emakhaya. Sizongena kanjani? Sizongena kanjani? Sizongena kanjani emakhaya? Sizongena kanjani? Sizongena kanjani emakhaya? Sizongena kanjani? Ayibo sikhokhele tambo, sikhokhele tambo, sibuyele emakhaya thina. Ayibo sikhokhele tambo, sikhokhele tambo, sibuyele emakhaya thina. Sizongena kanjani? Sizongena kanjani? Sizongena kanjani emakhaya? 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 Sizongena kanjani? Bandla! Siyabonga comrade ke spirit, comrade Ndiyema usawubekile directive esinikeza ukuthi siyakuphi sisuka la. Amakhosi asendlu and what Comrade Ndiyema was talking about, and sure, ukuthi it's now or never, the renewal of the ANC is sacrosanct. So as the unit, we also welcome the presence of the doctor who has just joined us, Comrade DP, Comrade Masongany. We recognize your presence, leadership. Comrade Ndosi is going to start. And is going to, Comrade Ntswakele, ngiyaxolisa. Thank you, Comrade Ntswakele. I hope from COSATU, Comrade Zanele is also ready, so that singamthusi mise kufanele ngene ngoba ngicabanga ukuthi yena ozorepresent uCOSATU, then Umvelas. Nyamazana, the platform is yours. Silamulele, Sanko silamulele, Sanko silamulele, Safa, Safa, Safa sapela, Safa, Safa, Safa sapela, Mandla,
Program Director Mtombeni, leadership of the Progressive Alliance in KZN, Sanko, led by Comrade Tusis Wetele, our Provincial Secretary, COSATU led by Comrade Zanele Gumete, SACP led by Comrade Mtembu and Comrade Joe Nene, ANC led by Comrade Jeff and Comrade Ndiema, all ANC members. I can see Comrade Donald is here, my president of the convocation from the University of Limpopo. Contra-Lester leadership present. Amakhosi asendlunkulu akhona. Ministers and deputy ministers present. Councillors and leaders of municipalities, members of the Fourth Estates, comrades and friends. Kindly receive greetings from Sanko KZN in the spirit of unity, renewal, commitment and progress. It is both a profound honor and a responsibility to stand before you today as we confront the deep and intersecting challenges facing local government across our province of KwaZulu-Natal. Comrades, we meet under the banner of the Alliance, which remains the most progressive force for transformation in this country. But let us be clear, this summit is not a ceremonial gathering. It is a platform for introspection, political honesty, and decisive resolutions. The people of KwaZulu-Natal are watching us, and they are demanding more than promises. They want delivery, ethical leadership, responsive governance, and accountability from all of us, no matter which party governs a municipality. Let us begin with what confronts our people daily, the failure of basic service delivery. From the dusty roads of Kwanongoma to the informal settlements of Kwatuguza, too many communities are still living in conditions that betray the promise of 1994. Among other issues, in many municipalities, water is a luxury. Tankers replace reliable pipe water, a situation in some areas which leads to the emergence of water mafias. Aging infrastructure is left unrepaired while funds are redirected or mismanaged. Load shedding continues, but it is often made worse at local level by collapsed substations and unmaintained power lines. On top of this load shedding, we now have what we call load reduction. On housing, comrades, thousands remains on housing waiting lists, while human settlements are stalled due to poor planning or corrupt developers. Our clinics are without adequate medication, schools without sanitation, and we have municipal roads that destroy our vehicles and delay ambulances and other essential services. These are not isolated incidents. They speak to a pattern of administrative collapse and poor political oversight. As the Alliance, we must not shy away from this. We must call it by name and correct it with agency. First, service delivery failure are symptoms of deeper issues. That is for governance crisis. In some municipalities, we see officials without qualifications. Procurement systems abused for personal enrichment. Municipal managers in acting positions for years without stability or strategic vision. Tender pureness embedded in council structures, draining municipal resources. The blame must not be generalized, comrades. We must name the causes. 1, factionalism within governing parties. The use of municipalities as site of patronage rather than centers of delivery. Weak consequence management. Officials fail the people and are either recycled to other posts or protected by political connections. Mataban, it is time we demand professional, ethical, and accountable governance. As the Alliance, we must strengthen council oversight, train our public representatives, and introduce community-based governance audits. Accountability is the foundation of our democracy. Yet across KZN, there is a growing trust deficit between communities and leaders. When people take to the streets in protest, it is often because petitions, emails, and meetings have gone ignored. When public meetings are convened, they are poorly attended, not because people are apathetic, but because they no longer believe anything will change. As the Alliance, we must rebuild that trust. We must introduce quarterly community report back sessions. We must mandate councillors to publish their performance plans and track delivery. We must establish community forums that include churches, civic bodies, youth and women groups to act as local accountability mechanisms. Comrades, we must also confront the new political reality. The ANC does not govern every municipality in KZN. Several municipalities, including key localities such as Newcastle, Abakulusi, Inkosi, Langalbalele, and others, are now governed by the opposition, the IFP. It is our democratic responsibility to scrutinize the performance of these opposition-led municipalities, just as we scrutinize our own. We cannot allow political double standards here. In many IFP-run municipalities, there has been minimal improvement in service delivery. In some cases, regression is evident. Stalled infrastructure projects, poor water provision, and rising unemployment. The list is endless. Corruption is not unique to us only as the ANC. There are growing reports of nepotism, internal political instability, and irregular expenditure under the IFP. Yet they continue to brand themselves as clean. And we are all quiet about that. We must challenge that narrative with facts and community testimonies. But where there is good governance or innovation under the opposition, we must study it, comrades. Learn from it and ask why our own municipalities are not outperforming them. We must never fear benchmarking. It is how we sharpen our capacity to lead. Ultimately, our goal is to ensure that no municipality, whether run by the ANC or opposition, fails the people of KZN. SANCO is people-centered and advocates for community development. We have seen both failures and excellence in this province. Example, in eThekwini, a metro under heavy pressure. Waste removal systems have collapsed, while procurement remains in the spotlight for the wrong reasons, of course. Yet in some municipalities, strategic planning has led to improved financial controls and service efficiency. Our task is to learn from these realities. We must replicate success through intermunicipal support platforms, create alliance service delivery monitoring teams. In the last summit that we had in this house, last 2 years or 1.5 years ago, we resolved on this. I don't know what happened. We really have to empower local branches of the ANC, SACP, COSATU, and SANCO to hold deployed councillors and deployed municipal officials to account in between elections, not only at voting time. Comrades, this is the time for decisive action. We must commit to building capable municipalities with professional administration. We must commit to eradicating corruption through full transparency and consequence management. We must commit to putting communities at the center of governance and development. And we must also commit to driving the developmental agenda of the Alliance, where service delivery is a revolutionary act, not a bureaucratic obligation. As I conclude, this Alliance Local Government and Service Delivery Summit marks a critical juncture in our work. The challenges facing our municipalities are great, but not bigger than mountains. We have the capacity to overcome them, and we must begin by taking responsibility for our own actions. We cannot allow political contestation to override the suffering of our people. We cannot remain quiet while communities sink into despair, whether under ANC, opposition, or coalition leadership. We are the Alliance. Let us restore trust, rebuild municipalities, and deliver services that change lives. Let us not be content with rhetoric. Let us not allow our communities to wait any longer. We must act now, and we must do so with the utmost urgency and commitment. The people of KZN are depending on us, and we must deliver for them. Let this summit be the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter where we take back our municipalities from the hands of inefficiency, corruption, and disillusionment. As we leave this summit, let us return to our branches. Let us go back to our wards and regions with the following commitment. 1, to serve the people. 2, to govern with integrity. And to lead with courage. Together we can build a KwaZulu-Natal where service delivery is not a distant hope, but a livable reality. Amandla, viva Sanko, Kosato, SSCP, viva. I thank you, comrades.
Thank you so much. Comrade Deputy Chair Kosato, Comrade Sanile Kumete Kwabe, as you come. Ugaka Lemtanam.
Zabalazo, Otalam Tanam, Wakalwa, Okoko Besu, Hosonga, Hoakalem Tana, Hosonga, Hoakalem Tana, Mosonga, Hoakalem Tana, Mosonga. Kalem tana mozonga, Honga kalem tana mozonga, Honga kalem tana Mandla, awetso, viva NC, viva, viva the SSCP, viva, viva Kosato, viva, viva Sanko, viva, Raw Young Lions, raw, Chichela Lufasimba Chichela, Malibongwe, Kamala Makosgas, Mandla, down with capitalism, down. Forward with service delivery, forward. Mandla. Thank you very much, Tombin, for the opportunity. Let me take this opportunity, greet the leadership of the NC led by Comrade Jeff, also the leadership of SSCP led by Comrade Velase, the leadership of Sanko led by Comrade Dube, and also the NEC members that are present here, all the structures that were called as per roll call. As Kosato, we want to bring militant greetings to you and maybe state that we are honored to be part of this local government summit as an alliance partner. We're not coming here as an alliance partner, but also as constructive critics committed to partners in building public service that works for the people, with the people. We as Kosato represent workers, and it is sad when we see workers put in an awkward position where they are supposed to deliver service to the people, but they are not given with the right tools to do so. I'm going to share a story that made me sad in terms of what we do to our comrades that we deploy. I'm not going to mention the area, but I received a call from one of my relatives that was called by a councillor. You can imagine people are expecting service delivery from the councillor, and the councillor is phoning a normal person to ask for assistance. That they've vandalized the office of the council, stole all the equipment. It has been a year since that happened, and nothing has happened. And yet we expect that council to deliver services to that particular ward. It is unfair. As COSATU, we will always stand with the workers on such issues. Let us be reminded, comrades, that local government is not the last sphere of government, but it is the first point of contact between our people and democracy. You can have the best constitution and best policies, but if there is no water in the tap, the bin is not picked up, the street lights are not working, that also cause a crime to increase, because it gives an opportunity to criminals when the street lights are not working. Democracy will always feel like a rumor, because people are not seeing any improvement in the service delivery. This summit comes at a time when workers and communities are facing a number of challenges, from water and energy crisis. There are communities that were telling me that they haven't been having water for more than 3 years. They are relying on the water tanker to come and bring water. Sometimes it doesn't come. So it is sad, comrades. And then it reminded me how difficult it was. We recently had a special PEC in COSATU, where there was a question that we needed to talk to in the commissions in terms of what is it that we need to do to win the confidence of the people, to continue to trust the ANC, and those that stayed at home and not voted to come and vote for the ANC. It becomes difficult, comrades, when our comrades that are deployed are still facing such challenges. How can the people believe in you that you can change their lives when you cannot even change the situation that you are facing yourself? So, comrades, as COSATU, we represent workers at the cold face of service delivery. The ones who wake up at 4 a.m. to keep communities going while being underpaid, overworked, and understaffed. And I agree with the speaker that spoke earlier on that workers are frontline of service delivery. Therefore, they must be treated as such. I want to speak about the key challenges that are facing workers of municipality, especially in this province, maybe other provinces as well. Equalization of pay and benchmarking. How is it fair, comrades, that another worker working for another municipality will earn more than the other worker working for the same municipality in another area doing the same job? It becomes unconstitutional. And benchmarking must not be treated like a suggestion. It must be a national imperative, comrades. And then we also note as COSATU some of the service delivery issues. I think a comrade from Sanko raised a number of them. I'm not going to repeat. But what must be noted is that our comrades are expected to deliver miracles without equipment, staff, or fuel. Workers can't fix what is broken by politics. We will not allow, as COSATU, workers to be used as scapegoats for management failures. If the rubbish is not collected, look at the budget. Was the budget sufficient enough to ensure that those services are delivered? If the roads are not fixed, let us look at the supply chain. Stop blaming workers who are putting brooms with broken handles, using them, trying to make sure that services are delivered to the people. And we also, comrade, think as COSATU, we need real political oversight. It is said that COSATU initiated a meeting with the leadership of the ANC and the municipality regarding the issues at Renkonyeni as well as Umdoni municipality. It is said that, I don't know how many months later, those interventions that we agreed that they must be implemented, they haven't been implemented. Comrades, it is important that we deal with the low-hanging fruits. For me, those are low-hanging fruits that we should just be delivering on them so as to win the confidence of the people. Because people have shown that they still like the ANC, but we must make sure that we improve on service delivery so that people will continue and come back to vote for the ANC. Political leadership must ensure that there is clean governance and labor peace. We have seen recently in municipality that there hasn't been any labor peace. Because if you don't keep your workers happy, then you will have a problem with service delivery. Because instead of delivering services, they will be on the streets fighting for their rights. COSATU notes also the attitude against some leaders, because they are vocal about the issues of workers. They are now targeted by certain municipal managers in certain municipalities. There is against against workers and have a negative attitude also against them. And we are calling for those municipal managers to stop doing that, comrades. When the administration collapses, it is the poor who suffer first, but so do the workers. If we don't intervene early, as I was alluding earlier on the issues that we have raised, we will be stuck cleaning the mess that could have been prevented. So we say today, comrades, let's respect workers, treat workers with respect, address their concerns before them complaining, invest in the capacity of municipal workers, because you can't deliver quality services with demoralized staff. Municipalities must be equipped to deal with challenges that are facing our people. We must strengthen partnership, especially the alliance, and also partnership between labor and government, not only when there is a crisis, comrade. In closing, we are not here to shout slogans. We are here to build solutions, to ensure that decisions that are taken in this local government election summits, is in favor of the workers. To those who say SAMU or COSATU complains too much, I say, when you sweep the house every day, it's because you live there, not because you hate the furniture. Let's build a local government that works for the people, that empowers the workers, and that earns the trust of our people. We wish this summit a successful deliberation and solutions that are going to be implemented, comrades. Forward to socialism, forward! Amandla!
Asimnike izandla comrade ezimfanele. She's advancing a very dialectical tone message. Le furniture kukhulunywa ngayo i-material condition njalo. Singacabanga ukuthi ukhuluma about an objectified asset called furniture. Ukhuluma ukuthi abasebenzi usuku nosuku bazinikela. So kufanele abaqashi benze environment be enhancing. Uyabona ngitoleka kamnandi inkulumo yakho maqwabo ukuthi bayibambe bangacabanga mhlawumbe ukhuluma ngefurnish. Ngiyabazi mase beyakudistort abathi umuntu wama-furnish. Comrade Ugabatela is going to close on behalf of the SACP, Comrade Themba Mthembu, amongst those comrades who are also giving you a platform to contribute and shape the way forward. Bengicathi iphathi izoyishaya le ngoma yayo so ngenzela ukuthi ingabambisi ngiyayidedela nje kahle space.
No, we are not an organization of slogans. Thank you, Program Director. Program Director, the leadership of the Congress movement, the African National Congress led by Comrade Jeff Hatebe, Kosatu Makwabe, Sanko, led by Comrade Dube, Ukona Ujonene, Kwipati, Amakosa Sendlunkulu, Contralesa, who are to all of you who are here from the SSCP Moses Mabhida, as we are calling this province, Seipati. What one would like to say, I'll save your time. What one would like to say, there was once a time when the ANC was the leading party in the majority of both the local and district municipality. If not mistaken, only 2 of the 3 locals and 1 district municipalities eluded us. The question that should be confronted by this summit is what happened between that time and now, where we are just now in the leadership of a very handful of local municipalities. That's the question that we should come up with answers. And we are just pressing. Every day there must be a very negative report about a municipality concerning acts of corruption, lack of service delivery, accompanied by mass protest, municipality being put under administration, or failure of the municipality to honor its financial obligation. Then we need to ask ourselves a question again. Sibeke nje ngembaba. And often characterized sometimes by violent confrontations amongst political factions that constitute this parasitic petty bourgeois. So the question must be asked. Again, we need to ask that question in this summit. Will we ever have a relatively independent petty bourgeois that will emerge out of this process and be able to reproduce itself in future outside of the corrupt relationship with the local state? That's the question that we should ask ourselves. And in many instances, a parasitic relationship between an emerging petty bourgeois and the state is often the process of accumulation, which after some time give birth to the relative autonomous statute of the petty bourgeois. That's how capitalism operates. So in this case, the stratum seems to be transient and is parasitic precisely because it has developed a permanent dependence on a corrupt state, without which it is unable to exist. So it is precisely this phenomenon which in turn leads to a vicious and even violent factionalism, which is threatening to tear our Congress movement apart at all levels. It is this parasitism that also directly leads to the stealing of the municipal budget, leading to minimal or no, sometimes no provision of services. So, as the municipal budgets are stolen sometimes in their entirety. So, what we are always witnessing in the nomination processes we are going there, and in the inauguration of government and municipalities, is that the movement might have lost a unified strategic control of this parasitic petty bourgeois. Meaning that probably the movement led by the African National Congress is losing much of its control over the process of these comprado and parasitic accumulation and the resulting syndromes. We're beginning to spin back into the ANC and its alliance partners, because we can stare and point fingers at the ANC alone. Sonke sinjalo. Listen. In the deepening factionalism that often have a little to do with the policy differences and everything to do with the rivals competing for position, power, patronage, and wealth. Just observe the movement right now in the regions towards the formation of the RTTs. It's frightening. So we are also starting to ask questions whether can it then also not be argued that what the government election results show in a rather stark formation, that I mean the national general election, is the extent to which the ANC has not just lost control over much of the comprado and parasitic accumulation, especially at local sphere, but also lost its character as a progressive mass movement that is biased towards the working class and its mission to create a better life for all. As the SSCP, in conclusion, in Moses Mapita, we submit ourselves, Comrade Jeff, Comrade Mike, to be a reliable ally of the ANC in all endeavors to seeking a workable solution to turn around our municipalities, these municipalities to be a reliable service to our people, particularly the working class, the vulnerable, and the poor. We hope all of us siphokophelele ukuthi ke siphume nekhambi elizokwazi ukuthi ke lislaphe siphindele kulokhu abantu abasazi sikhona. Ngalawo mazwi sitha ke sibeke nesamithi ezoba nezithelo ezothatha ke lombutho kaThambo uphinsele kulento abantu abayakha ukuthi ke ube yiyona. Thank you.
Umandela uthayihlome Umandela uthayihlome ihlasele Awusiyaya wonke wesizwe lusaka Umadiba uthayihlome Umadiba uthayihlome ihlasele Awusiyaya wonke wesizwe lusaka Matamela uthayihlome Ramaphosa uthayihlome ihlasele Awusiyaya wonke wesizwe lusaka Abasazi basizwa ngendaba Abasazi basizwa ngendaba Ensike bayifunde phepheni Achiyelele yelele mama Achiyelele yelele mama Bandla Siyabonga comrade, we're just digesting the critical information inherently deposited by our alliance structures, which is critical. Ngiyanazi phela bese nithukile ngicela methu umvelase ababona leslogan basho ningacula kasho njalo. And uMarx uyazi umvelase uyi-embodiment of theory and practice. And amongst other tools of analysis he deposited was the UK using of slogans, workers of the world unite. So usholo ukuthi nje ucula at some point in time ngenze ngagcina kusaba ukuthi umvela suthi ngeke asibone silekhona kasho lonto. Ngenze ngiyanazi phela distorta these days, so fanele siqoqe kahle. Kagcina ngabe saculwa ke la kuthi we uzosibuka lo balo umvelasi akanankinga nokucula amacula eCongress movement. And uyazi ukuthi slogan eAfrika sicritical kanganani ngekhathi ezinzima awufika insizwa zishaya islogan zidlulisa ukhamba kuyahlatshulwa at that point in time ukhulunto ezibalekile noma bafica enkonzweni bephethe iginci kanti bayazi ukuthi kuyosetshenzwa dynamic at that particular time. Comrade Bongane, Comrade Ndiyema akakubizi Bongane nje ngifuna siwabonge la ma comrade ngomsenzeni wenzile ukubiza alliance. I think you've heard what they are saying bakusho konke, and the technical team yethu ikhona, although ke uqwabe usideprivile kancane ngendaba benchmarking ngiyofisa siye into deeper details practical, so that soyenza that analogy ngoba umsebenzi wethu we don't claim any easy victories, sifuna ukuthi iqiniso lishiwo so that sokwazi uku-align ourselves. Ukulead society kusho zonke izinto fanele uzi-understand and meticulous, so sikwazi ukushintsha ngoba iyona environment esidepende kuyona in terms of constraints ukuthi izosishintshela. Welcome to comrade to give comrade ke uconvener Comrade Bongane uzosinikeza political overview. Manje ngiyazi ke i-alliance ke ubuholi bakhona Bongane kathi bekhuluma bazongiveza ukuthi ngithathe 10 minutes 35. I was not dogmatic with time. Bengidedele leadership ukuthi sikwazi ukukhuluma. It's not like one was rigid, but ke isikhathi sokuthi sikwazi ukuthi siqoqe. We are not that behind. Comrade Bongane, we give you a space and a spectrum just to present asimshinikeze izandla Comrade Bongane as you start through leadership.
Viva ANC, viva! Viva! Viva the Alliance, viva! Viva! I'd like to take this opportunity of welcoming Amakhosi Asendlunkulu, our dependable and reliable alliance partners, COSATU, SANCO, and the SACP. You must always remember what Mthembu said as the leader of the SACP in KwaZulu-Natal, that they're a reliable and dependable ally of the ANC. Mark those words. I want also to greet our leadership from the National Executive Committee, led by Comrade Dixon Masimula, including Comrade Joe, Comrade Donald, and Comrade Steve, and all delegates who are present today at this very significant Alliance Local Government and Service Delivery Summit. At the meeting of the Provincial Working Committee last night, some comrades were asking, why do we call this an Alliance Local Government and Delivery Service Summit? At our first meeting as a Polcal Council after the appointment of the Provincial Task Team, a decision was taken that as an alliance we must have a common program of action. So in other words, since that time, we dedicated ourselves that we're not going to be acting alone as the ANC, but will be acting in conjunction with our reliable and dependable partners in the SACP, COSATU, and SANCO. So I want before you to say that we are deeply committed to this strategic leadership of the Alliance in KwaZulu-Natal. I also want to take this opportunity of welcoming all the 11 regional task team members that we appointed as the Provincial Working Committee last night, some of whom are present today. I'm sure in good time the Provincial Coordinator will indicate who they are, but I do believe that these are women and men who are going to ensure that we leave no stone unturned in rebuilding as well as renewing the ANC in this great province of KwaZulu-Natal. As a leadership collective of the Provincial Task Team, we have been established by the National Executive Committee of the ANC following our movement's sobering and pitiful performance in the 2024 national and provincial elections, where we emerged with a support of 40% nationally and 70% here in KwaZulu-Natal. This movement calls not for despair today, but for renewal and rebuilding of the ANC. As the Provincial Task Team, we fully understand the weight of the responsibility that has been bestowed are the most destitute. This was the same propaganda that those senseless riots that were very destructive, especially for our people. Those riots harmed the most vulnerable of our people. People were slaughtered. The damage to the provincial economy alone was estimated at more than 20 billion rand, affecting more than 40,000 businesses and 50,000 traders, while stock worth over 1.5 billion rand and 50,000 traders, while stock worth over 1.5 billion rand was lost and 100